Off we go.
Our genre was horror and we called it
when we come to see the carry to play is play with us, then we will kill you.
funny, I thought of just like Googled how horrors were edited and went on YouTube to watch some of the horror trailers and realised that they were sort of jumpy and the music was sudden and scary.
Just add that quickly as well, kind of with editing colour grading. The original footage was super orange because we kind of bumped off white balance and stuff like that. So basically, there was quite a lot of heavy work in kind of Premiere, and some like that clip where it goes into his face. I had to use speed grade because three-way colour grade just wouldn't really cut it. So quite a lot. It was really heavily graded when it came out. So the main, the target audience for our film is 15 to 25. I kind of found out, I researched this, and I kind of looked at horrors and their age ratings, and they were kind of, most horrors had the age rating 15 and 18, but kind of it doesn't really stop there, so I kind of said 15 to 25 is kind of you know, range.
Okay, so when we looked at the marketing side, we pretty much knew straight from the go that we wanted to make a poster because that's kind of the standard thing that you do. So Henry did the poster, but I looked into it myself and found that a lot of posters actually use the reds or the high contrast colours like the white on the black. Figured that the reds are often used because red represents blood, and blood is something that scares people, it's something that kind of makes people look away. You've also got your kind of, the pictures don't tell you very much about what's going to happen in the film. It leaves you open to kind of imagine what's going to happen. They're very simple photos, but then there's a lot of after effects that go onto it. Also, the writing is very jagged, and in all of them, if it's not jagged, it's different. It's, say for the Scream one, it's inside the mouth. It matches what's going on in the actual picture. So we've matched that in ours. We've decided, as you see under it, that we were going to release it on Halloween because it's quite fitting for the horror for Halloween. We also have this long open road going between the woods that leaves it kind of open, leaves the story open. It's quite isolated, it's quite misty and dark.
We were thinking to put the posters in like things that obviously age appropriate, like in magazines, we'd have them in like older magazines, like film ones or like car magazines. Then in newspapers, probably like the Sun and things like that. And then outside cinemas on the posters or like on the boards. And then with online social networking websites like Facebook, you can like it or share it, and that gets it round quite quick. And in big cities, we have like bulletin boards or posters on the sides of the buses.
So like promoting the film, kind of we looked at like promotional videos. So like you see your typical like formal interview where kind of say the director's being interviewed by someone in a super formal interview. They kind of often have like the poster or something in the background, and it's super formal interview just talking about the film, and then they show clips and stuff like that. And then you have like your informal interviews, like say something on Graham Norton, and they interview like the actor or something, and they'll show a clip there as well. And obviously like teasers, that links to the teasers. Competitions on social media is a really like a big thing nowadays. Kind of like and share to win like a VIP red carpet event for the film, stuff like that. like, so for an example of that, kind of with film festivals and how this film kind of got super big, Paranormal Activity was actually released 2 years before it was fully released in the cinema. It was released in film festivals, and that kind of really, really brought up an audience, and it started to get bigger and bigger, and then it just took off, and it was released.
Okay, so another way we wanted to get it in is we wanted to reach our target audience directly. So we thought of putting it as a trailer before other horror films. We've already mentioned the online aspect of it, and also between TV adverts of something that would relate to it. So you have your ghost Ouija board things, you could have it between the adverts. Then anything that's relevant to horror, it can go in between those adverts to grab the interest. We also have the film release dates. We just found a few films that are coming out between now and October. And these are films that we would put them before. It gives people plenty of time to kind of keep looking and tell other people about it.
So basically, kind of talking about how our film fits the horror genre, and I kind of thought it had a really kind of spooky atmosphere to the film.
Okay, so I really liked how basically how it came out wasn't how we'd really planned it, but that was due to things on the filming day. But I thought the sound really worked well for it. It may not be some people's taste, but I really liked how she used the child's voice and made something so innocent sound so creepy and so kind of against the norm, and how a child is threatening to kill you. I just thought it was kind of really well how it fit, especially as it just got scary, like the music just increased as it got closer to his face. So I felt that really worked well for that genre.
I thought that just like the way it was put together, started how it was just so jumpy and like, the music went well with it. So.
Have you got any questions?
That is one of the worst films I've ever seen.
I've never seen it. I didn't know what it was.
It's called Smiley. It's awful.
It was made by YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah, totally scared. That's why it's not great.
Oh, is there any questions? I'll take this off the screen.
No?
Yeah. I liked the like, sort of VHS effect you had, but at the end, but it kind of seemed a bit odd to have the text so clear above it. It would be really good to see it like behind all this effect. And distorted a bit other than that.
I mean, obviously to do that, you'd have to record something probably, and then kind of record it with some form of VHS.
Could
The
you change the
overlay,
opacity?
a lot of the overlay modes and opacity would have probably done it. Yeah.
How long did the makeup take?
The makeup took about 2 hours. 2 hours, and then with practicing as well, possibly about 4 hours, and it was great fun. We got to go outside and rip t-shirts and throw mud at Isaac, so it was fun.
So that's like the teaser for the trailer.
Yeah.
Did you consider adding anything kind of dull shots to kind of fit in with the voice?
We didn't actually know we were going to have that voice in it until editing, so no, we didn't really.
And where did you get the voice from?
It was just on YouTube.
Stop sounds.
With the marketing and the films that you were going to show it before, it's a good choice of films to put it before. It's just my worry is that it's about 3-4 months before when the film's scheduled to come out that they'll see it and they'll think, oh, that looks like a good film, but then they might kind of forget about it because it's so far before when the film comes out.
Yeah, I suppose it's one of those. You go to the cinema and you see every single trailer that fits your genre, and you go, I'm going to watch that. I'm going to watch that. It's like 1 in 10 trailers that you say, oh, I'm not going to watch that. It's rubbish. But then you never go to watch any of them. I suppose it's just one of them. It's a way of trying to drag your audience in. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least you've tried. It might work for 1 in 10 people. That's 1 in 10 more than you wouldn't have if you didn't do it.
Would you mind talking a little bit about why you decided against having a publicity stunt of some kind and some of the publicity stunts that you looked at?
Basically, we watched probably one of the biggest publicity stunts that went viral, and that was the baby in the pram. And kind of looking at that video, that was to promote a film, but kind of, has everyone seen it, the baby in the pram? Does any of you know what film it was? Exactly. So you remember that, you don't remember the actual film, and we thought that we didn't really want to do that. We wanted to promote the film, not the publicity stunt.
At the same time, though, some people will have got the film.
Yeah, but yeah, see, and then there's others like the Chucky one, and like where he comes out and runs as people, and you know that's Chucky because he's dressed as the character. But with our film, where you don't know who the character is, you can't really do anything like that.
Also, with that, it was kind of because Isaacs had a lot of who's the actor. We wouldn't have been able to probably get him for another day. Even in the time we had him for 4 hours, and 2 hours of that was makeup. But then you've got to get the makeup artist and Isaac free again on the same day for at least 4 hours again for the makeup and then the filming. And they were like, we'd already had to move the day once or twice because they were both busy on those days. So that's another reason why.
I'm guessing there's a possibility of damaging makeup if he's doing publicity stuff.
There is that. It's done quite well though. Liquid latex is quite strong. It stays there for
How did you find the location?
How did we find it? Where's James Lawless?
Where's James Lawless? Oh, he's there.
That was in James Lawless's secret downstairs passage.
Bigger than my house, and it was only lit with candles. It was horrible. I was so scared.
It looks very professional, doesn't it? I mean, do you think that it looks very professional because with a teaser trailer and the fact that you don't need to put a kind of such a cohesive narrative into it because it's inherently, you're not trying to tell a whole story.
Yeah.
Do you think that you were able to just get away with doing some strong shots and cutting them together rather than...
It advertises it as a genre as opposed to the actual story.
Yeah. But in that respect, it does exactly kind of what we were looking for, doesn't it? So, all right. Could you imagine a full-blown film growing out of that?
Yeah.
I think so. And it'd be interesting to see kind of, the way that you could take that if you wanted it to. You've already given us a character and you've given us a face, and we know that he's running from something. And we've seen either him or someone else coming down those stairs to get him. I mean, there's stuff going on there that you could easily expand, and it'd be interesting to see that bigger, I guess. Good. Anything else? Wicked. Thank you very much.